Alright, so today I'll be swapping out my shocks and struts on my truck. I'm pretty much going to drop a little bit more since the struts and shocks are pretty much shot out. I decided to go with some lowering struts. Part number 3180 for the struts. Take a look. Pretty much these have the adjustable shims or spacers, so if I leave all of these on, I'll get a 0-inch drop, which is stock ride height. But most likely I'm going to take them all off to get that full 3-inch drop for the front. So I'm hoping to get about roughly a 5-inch drop, since the truck already has 2-inch drop spindles. And then for the rear, I'm going to use Belltech, these street performance shocks. I heard that they're pretty good, so I decided to go with these Belltechs. So yeah, I'll be putting these on. And I got some stock Shackles for the rear, since the truck has some aftermarket Shackles, and it has an aftermarket hanger in the back as well. The hangers are set to like the lowest or the highest setting, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise them up about 1 inch to the other set of holes on the hangers. Let's see if I can show you right now. It's going to be a little hard. So there you can see the 2 bolts right there, another 2 bolts right there. So pretty much I'm going to raise that up to the other 4 set of holes are in the bottom. That'll give me another inch of raise. Then I'm going to take these Shackles off and put on the OEM ones. That should give me another inch. So altogether, I'm probably going to be looking at about a 6 to 7 inch drop. So I was saying that the front only has a 2-inch drop spindle currently right now, so I think I'm going to drop the front about 3 inches, or maybe 2.5 inches. So depending on how it looks like at the end, as long as it's level, that's what I'm looking for. You know, I don't really want to rake or what they call the Cali drop or whatever. You know, I just want it to be all one level. So we'll see how it goes. There's a stain over there looking all pretty. All covered up. Today's a pretty bad day. It's gonna be raining all day long, but thankfully, thank God, we have this carport here, so that ought to help. Alright guys, so I got one side done. So let me show you what I did. So I got the Belltech Street Series shock in the back. What I did, it's kind of hard to see, but I raised the hanger to the next set of holes, so I raised it up about 1 inch. And then I installed the OEM shackle, as you can see right there. So I'm about to drop it back, see how she sits. Let's check it out. Looks pretty good, pretty short now. We're moving on to the front now. Pretty much, I think it'll be a little bit more simple. Although I do got to use a spring compressor for this. Yeah, so here's the strut. I'm going to be replacing the strut itself. I'm going to be keeping the OEM springs. I'm just going to take 2 bolts off here and 3 for the top, and that whole thing should come out. So we got the strut disassembled right there. I just want to advise you guys, when using these spring compressors, pretty much, you know, be really careful. Take your time with this stuff, don't rush through it. So a week later now, I tried taking my truck to the shop to get it lined, and it turns out that I need lower ball joints, so I decided to take on that task myself. So here's everything pretty much like all disassembled. I took off the spindle. After a hard attempt, I got the ball joint out, which is right here. kind of pain in the butt. Really, taking off all this stuff is not bad. That took maybe like 20 minutes. It's just this part, you know. So yeah, got that off. Got the new ones. Here's a new one. Somebody installed that right now. I ended up raising the front about 1/2 inch. So I put a shim under here. You can't see it, but there's a shim for the Mcgaughy adjustable strut. All right, guys, here she is. So the truck is more like a 4.5 drop in the front, and 6 in the back. Because I left one spacer in the front. So if I would have left them all off, that would have been a full 3-inch drop plus a 2-inch drop of the spindle. But that is a 4.5 in the front. And then the back has the Belltech hangers, the flip kit, and the OEM shackles. And that's how she sits. It's almost quite level. This surface isn't really too flat, so you can see one side looks a little bit taller than the other side. But that's pretty much how a 4.5 in the front and 6 in the back sits. I'm thinking about doing maybe dropping it another 1/2 inch or inch in the back, and I think that'll make it quite level. But for now, it looks pretty good versus how it was.